Good morning, friends. Welcome to WordofGord, OBEJournal 2018, number 5. And I greet you late in the night, early in the morning, with the sounds of the morning rush hour reaching me. The beginnings of it, anyway. Let's begin with a meditation. One can always become centered at any point in the day or night. One can gather one's seemingly conflicting, contrasting energies, gather inside them, if you like, and adopt a peaceful, non-combative posture inside all these emotional and mental energies, drawing us in different directions. And choose to reside in the what I might call the center of the storm, as though one were in a cabin looking out a window, where one is unaffected by the ragings going on outside, wind, snow, rain, and be at peace, unaffected by all. And that includes, regrets and anxieties. They're usually about the recent past and the recent future. Fears, doubts, the rest of it. Residing there for the time being before one moves on out into the world, as I will do in a couple of hours. One can feel the presence of consciousness, the calm presence of consciousness, the indwelling divinity inside our active and often careless moves through the day, the sloppiness which allows us to, forget things, to do things again, and look for the thread that got us going. Well, we're animated by that inner divinity right now. Let us feel it all around and within. being here, sitting here calmly, one can sense, given our background of contacts and meditations this last, I don't know, nearly 50 times together on the OBEJournal, we can sense or we can feel our individual consciousness stretching up through the levels, the various levels we've described and explored together, the various out-of-body states, and the beings, landscapes, communities that we can encounter in those states, in those various states. We can sit here serenely and turn the spotlight of exploration upon many sites of exploration and encounter. The many, as you know, hells, purgatories, heavens, paradises, where souls we know and souls we don't know exist and have their being. We can encounter them sitting here, either through vivid memory or by the second exploration right now. Think of the wandering ghosts in the physical plane and the borderland beyond it. That grey, dark, often damp area just beyond the physical plane where they sometimes find themselves. Think of those ghosts and their frustrations, their fears, their irritations. The ones who have died and do not realize what has happened and go from person to person, place to place, trying to communicate their anger, their sorrow, their excitement, their concerns. Many have concerns, family concerns, work concerns, interpersonal relationship concerns, almost as if they had gotten up and walked out the door and gone about their day. Only now they're ghosts and hardly anyone can see them or, respond to their call. We know they're there. Let us send love to them in their alienation, in their frustration. Let us send love to them from the heart chakra. Not any particular one, just all of them that are around. There's many floating around. If not in your house, then in your neighborhood. Send them a love. Let us send them a love that recognizes their plight, that understands their frustration, that wishes them well and gives them the loving energy to empower a greater degree of consciousness. Let us stroke them with our hearts. Let us smooth their ruffled feathers. Let us send them the love that will boost their energy. Perhaps only a little, but perhaps enough to awaken some degree of self-consciousness that will make them realize that yes, they have passed, and yes, it is real. It is not a dream. It is not a illusory function of the dying brain. And that they can go on to the next level beyond that, and take up a residence in the real world of spirit. Where their loved ones, however few they may have, for some are lonely people that did not bond well with others, and may only have one or two or three that they're thinking of fondly. Some may be young in physical age, leaving many more recognizable loved ones here on earth than are presently, resident in the heaven worlds. They look back here with fondness and frustration. They may have settled somewhere, a niche where they feel comfortable. Sometimes the former home, sometimes the homes of friends, playmates, companions. Anywhere where there's a comfortable energy, a comfort zone where they can bask in the interpersonal loves of those in the house without fear of being disturbed by, other lower astral spirits who may have nastiness and vengeance on their mind. Let us remember those and send them love. Crouched in corners, hidden in closets, wherever they may be. Sometimes in schools or churches, often in churches. Many churchgoers get lost, get confused, and feel more comfortable in their former church than anywhere else. Church, temple, meeting house. Whatever shared space is sacred to them and whatever name they give it. It's a safe place for them, and they stay there. Let us send love and understanding to those places also. Let us remember the many conflicted spirits attracted to their places of pleasure, their former places of pleasure. Now they are there as ghosts. The hotels, the spas, the gambling casinos, the racetracks, the drug dens, the brothels, the homes of escorts, the shopping malls, the sports facilities, the homes of major league teams of all kinds, where they spent many a happy hour. Let us send that love to those locations too, that understanding, that knowing. Let the searchlight of your compassion move through those locations. Perhaps not all of them, perhaps just the ones in your neighborhood, your city, your town. And in doing so, let us reawaken the memories of the times when we explored out of body and helped or tried to help such spirits, such wandering spirits, such ghosts of doubt and confusion, such pleasure-seeking entities running from their anxiety and loneliness. For we have all done that and neglected to store the memory in a place we could access easily. Accessing, as we are now, greater and greater degrees of consciousness is what the game is all about. Relearning who you really are and what you can really do, as opposed to a shy, perhaps fearful being obeying the rules laid down by others who themselves have not accessed greater degrees of consciousness and seek only the orderly progression of society's patterns. Yes, we are sensitive, compliant citizens of our various societies. But we need not be enslaved by their illusions. We can cater to their needs for security and safety and productivity without enslaving ourselves to their anxieties and insecurities. Because we know inwardly that all this is a learning game that has little to do with mortality, but has more to do, much more, with our eternal advancement into, more challenge, more game-playing challenge, where we learn to utilize the various slumbering abilities residing in the background, waiting for their chance. Let us carry this sense of infinite advancement with us as we remember our explorations, recall our adventures. We can also, sitting here calmly, send that searchlight of personal consciousness to the various levels of spirit, where we will find more permanent residents, those who have understood and accepted their passing and are in one stage or other of settling into a life. Happy and seemingly productive life in one or other of the communities in the post-mortem worlds, of which there are hundreds, if not thousands. Each country on this planet, each landscape and seascape has its astral replica or replicas tailored to suit the needs of the various souls, ethnically bound, if you like, ethnically, geographically bound, that are levels and sub-levels of all these countries in the astral. Astral France, astral China, astral Australia, astral Russia. They're all there. The purgatories, the heaven worlds, the paradise realms. They all have their geographical and ethnic counterparts. Not every Russian goes to the same level, but they all go to, if they need to do so, an astral level recognizable as, shall we say, astral Russia. Same with China, just to name two large and populous countries. Remember the millions of souls that are thus located. Millions upon millions. If these are happy, productive, at least productive in the sense of engaged in activities that they wish to be engaged in the astral realms, they do not require our love like the wandering ghosts. They are self-sufficient in that because they are in a fairly high vibratory realm and they are accustomed to it and happy within it. But we can recognize and embrace their being as we sit here calmly. They are resident in their communities, happy in their dwellings, with either family members or friends, sometimes on their own. The astral cities, of which there are thousands, beautiful and radiant as they are, have many opportunities for those who wish to live on their own, just like cities here. And many choose that option. Those beautiful astral cities with their fabulous science fiction, fantasy architecture and their public spaces, their squares, their parks, their great public buildings designed and executed by those involved in architecture and design and now freed by their residence in spirit and their understanding that anything, no matter how fancy and expensive, can be executed and put in place because there are no costs in the astral. There are only desires and fantasies and bringing them into reality. Manifestation of ambition, manifestation of imagination, manifestation of a desire to serve others and create beautiful things. Feel yourself for the moment amongst those city dwellers, astral city dwellers, gliding through their streets, sitting in their public squares, enjoying music and social activity, browsing through their shops for whatever they need to decorate and enliven their homes, attending their classes and performances. some of which I have described on previous OBE journals, some of which you have yourself previously attended and placed the memory of such in such a secure place you've forgotten where you put it. Just like those keys and purses and wallets here on earth. You've stashed those astral memories and forgotten that they were there. Well, let us now awaken them for this particular meditation. Let us now reactivate those happy times as we swing that searchlight of consciousness onto various locations, including the beautiful river valleys and forests and foothills and mountains that comprise the many astral landscapes, the many stunningly beautiful astral landscapes where perfection of form is a given rather than something one would wish for. It is all these constant eruptions of perfection which stun the astral traveler and make them wonder, as many of you have, I am sure, why we even bother to come here to this rather imperfect and challenging realm where the negative emotions, the angers, the envies, the competitiveness, the destructiveness run rampant, when we could be in the heaven worlds, basking in the beauty and love that is everywhere. Well, we come here because we choose to do so, to sharpen our skills and extend our understanding. We may not be sharpening our skills right at this moment, but we are envisioning and recalling how we have done so prior to today's meditation, and realizing that we will continue to do so as our lives unfold, day by day, night by night, moment by moment. As we attain subtler and subtler understandings of the vast complexity of what some have called the Earth life system, in which sentient beings explore their environments and satisfy their hungers and ambitions. As they move through the various valleys of the shadow of death and attempt to fear no evil, but often succumbing to that very fear. Let us project that divine understanding that we are now experiencing to those who might be called evildoers. Let us give them a glimpse of the beauty, the perfected, ongoing system of experiential beauty that all sentient beings are engaged in on this planetary system. Let us understand that the grieving here on earth, the sad existences of those who have lost many loved ones one way or another, and who cannot come to terms with that seeming loss. Let us understand and love them for that. Let us give them a measure of this light we experience. Let us just spread it around like someone casting seeds on soil. And let us, all of us, here, now, if you feel the urge, project yourself to the place of worship of your choice and comfort zone. Let us move into those houses of prayer and praise, of friendship and sharing. You can see and feel them, and just like any other experience in the post-mortem worlds. And if that is not your preference, be not dismayed. Religion may be for others and not for you. And that is certainly a core understanding of my teaching. The afterlife is for everyone. And all you have to do is get there by dying or projecting yourself. There are no special admission requirements other than knowing that it is there and going there. In the astral body freed by death, or the astral body freed by sleep. That is the only admission requirement. Now we're taking a guided tour, as we have done many times past. And allow yourself to continue that guided tour in whatever pose or repose you have and are currently experiencing. Understand that given a peaceful, quiet corner in your life, day or night, you can access and re-access these visionary experiences. You are never truly separated from them. They are no more farther away than switching on a channel on your video screen and seeing what is there. And with that, my friends, I wish you farewell. Enjoy your meditation. Continue to explore. And I will talk to you again soon.